Please turn on your videos if that's possible. Yes. So we are in the holy month of Kartik, and during this month, it's also called as the Kartik Damodar month. And during this month, we do one special activity. What is that special activity? Anybody can say?
Damodar Ashtakam and
Damodar
Damodar
Ashtakam,
and Deepa.
we show lamps to Krishna.
Which
So we show lamps to Krishna. So towards the end of the class, we will see live darshan of Sri Radha Madhav, and we will see how devotees are offering lamps to Krishna there. Okay, just give me one moment and we will start. All right, Hare Krishna devotees. So today we are in the chapter number 8, the knowledge of the absolute. Okay, that's chapter number 7 is knowledge of the absolute. Chapter number 8 is attaining the absolute. So first of all, we understand something about the absolute, and then there is more confidential information. First, you understand who is the absolute, and the next level is how can we attain that absolute. That's the next level, right? So before we go to that, right? So how many of you have heard about this story called as Gita Mahatmya? Okay. There is a story of Gita Mahatmya. Gita Mahatmya is actually coming from uh, Padma Purana. Okay, this is from Padma Purana. This is a story, very interesting story. Okay, regarding the importance of chapter number 8. So what happened in this? Let me explain. So this is narrated by Lord Shiva to Parvati Devi, and in the south of India, there was a town by the name of Amardha Kapur, in which there was one Brahmana whose name was Bhava Sharma, and this Bhava Sharma had married a prostitute as his wife, and this Bhava Sharma was just a Brahman for the sake of the name, that's it. But he was eating wine, he was eating meat, drinking wine, he was stealing also, he was going to others' wives, hunting, and he had all the abominable character that you can think of. So one day what happened was this Bhava Sharma was invited to a drinks party, alcohol. And he drank so much of alcohol that he started to get some foam coming out of his mouth. And he became so sick because of that alcohol, which was made up of that palm tree liquor. No, they make some toddy with the help from the palm tree, right? So that liquor he drank so much that he got some chronic dysentery. And after many days of suffering, he died. And after death, you can only imagine what he would have happened, because he was drinking this date palm liquor. He got the body of a date palm tree, right? And what happened on that day? There were two Brahma Rakshasas, ghosts, who came under that tree, and their story is as follows. Okay, there were two Brahma Rakshasas. Brahma Rakshasas are a special type of ghosts. Generally, Brahmanas who do not follow their religious principles, they become Brahma Rakshasas. Okay. So this Brahma Rakshasa story goes like this. There was a Brahmana by the name called Kushibal, and who was very learned in the Vedas. and his wife's name was Kumati, and she was very evil minded. And even though this Brahmana was very learned in the Vedas, etc., but he was a very greedy person. So, along with his wife, he used to collect a lot of charity every day. So, that means he used to use, his Brahminical qualification only for collection of charity. And at the time of death, they became Brahma Rakshasas because they had misused the form of Brahmana. And as Brahma Rakshasa ghosts, they were going around different places suffering from hunger and thirst. So at that point of time, they came under that date palm tree. Now all the three are together, right? So we have the Bhavasharma, the Brahmana whom I spoke about in the beginning, and then Kushibal and his wife Kumati. Kushibal and Kumati are Brahma Rakshasas, and that Bhavasharma has become the date palm tree. And then this husband and wife were very hungry, these Brahma Rakshasas. So at that point of time, the wife was asking the husband, how can we get rid of this curse of being a Brahma Rakshasas? And for that, the husband, he was a Brahmana before, so he knew some knowledge. So he said, by the knowledge of Brahman, by the knowledge of the self, by the knowledge of karma. Without such knowledge, it is not possible for us to get free of our sinful reactions, is what he said. So upon that, his wife Kumati asked this question. One question, what she asked was, Kim tad brahma kimadhyatmam kim karma, like that. That's all she asked. So what is Brahman, what is self, and what are fruitive activities? Kim tad brahma kimadhyatmam kim karma. So like this, she simply chanted half verse of Bhagavad Gita. This is Bhagavad Gita 8.1, the verse which I chanted, no? It is 1/4, we can say either half of that 8.1 or 1/4 of that 8.1. So there, what happened was, like, after she chanted that, simply she chanted that, and immediately after, Bhavasharma heard that curse, and he attained the body of a Brahmana. He became sinless. And then there was an airplane which came from sky, and which took the husband and wife back to home, back to garden. Right? So Bhavasharma, who was the date palm tree who got his Brahmana body back, he wrote down that half shloka. Kim tad brahma kimadhyatma kim karma purushottama. That's all. Only one line, 8.1. And he was intently worshipping Lord Krishna, and he went to Kashi, and he performed a lot of austerities, and he was continuously chanting that half shloka, Kim tad brahma kim adhyatmam kim karma purushottama, like that. And in Vaikunta, one day Lakshmi saw Vishnu suddenly rose from his rest, and Lakshmi Devi asked, what happened, why did you wake up from your sleep? Then Lord Vishnu said, my dear Lakshmi, in Kashi, on the banks of the Ganges, my devotee is performing great austerities continuously by chanting half a sloka of the 8th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. And for a long time I have been thinking how to avoid him, and that is why I want to take him back to Godhead. Right? And then Bhavasharma also went back to Godhead. Right? Not only that, his ancestors also went back to Lord Vishnu. So there are many lessons that we can learn from this. One of the first lesson is that we will see in today's chapter also. At the time of death, whatever consciousness that we have, we will get that kind of birth. For Bhavasharma, he drank a lot of date palm liquor, and he died. So therefore he became a date palm tree, right? And these two Brahmanas, Brahmana and his husband, his wife, they were misusing the Brahmana body, and they were just simply collecting charity. So they became Brahma Rakshasas, right? And somehow, just by chance, they chanted half shloka of Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavad Gita is so powerful. You have to understand how powerful it is. I mean, if these ghosts got delivered, they went back to home, back to God, to Vaikunta by chanting only one line of that 8.8 chapter. Today we are going, not only we are going to recite one line, we are going to recite many lines, right? So you can imagine, we are not ghosts, right? So you can imagine that what is the result of hearing Bhagavad Gita, chanting Bhagavad Gita, like that. Okay. So this is very important. So let us begin today's chapter. Start with the prayer. Soma Jnana Timirandasya Jnana Anjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militamena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gauravaktaranda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. All right. Let's begin, devotees. So we are going to recite that 8.1. Let's see who wants to recite this 8.1.
May I recite Prabhuji? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji.
Arjuna Uvacha Kintat Brahma Kim Adhyatmam Kim Karma Purushottama Adibhutam Cha Kim Proktam Adidaivam Kim Uchyate. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Arjuna inquired, my Lord, O Supreme Person, what is Brahman? What is the self? What are fruitive activities? What is this material manifestation? And what are the demigods? Please explain this to me. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you very much. So this is the first verse that we are talking about, right? See, Kim Arjuna Vacha, this is Arjuna's question. Kim Tad Brahma, Kim Adhyatma, Kim Karma, Purushottama. Adhibhutam cha Kim Proktam, Adidaivam Kim Uchyate. It's like how the ghosts were asking, right? The ghosts were asking each other, who is, what is Brahman? What is the self? What are fruitive activities? What is the material manifestation? Like that, I told you the story just now, right? And what are the demigods? Please explain this to me. So before we get to here, let's do one thing. Let's go to chapter number 7 and try to understand, why Arjuna got this question in the first place, okay? So Arjuna's question is coming from chapter number 7, right? So based on the last couple of verses, right, where Krishna said this, let's see this, 7.29, he says, Jara Marana Mokshaya Mam Ashritya Yatratye Te Brahma Tat Vidu Krishnam Adhyatmam Karma Chakilam. So Arjuna wanted to understand what's Brahma, what is Adhyatma, what is Karma. You see? Kim Tat Brahma, Kim Adhyatmam, Kim Karma, Purushottama. Right? These three words. So Arjuna wanted to understand what's Brahman, what is Adhyatma, what is Karma. And the meaning of this when we read this last chapter was this: intelligent persons who are endeavoring from liberation of old age and death take refuge in me in devotional service. They are actually Brahman because they entirely know everything about the transcendental activities. So first of all, what is activity? What is Brahman? Who is Brahman? What is Brahman? And what is the meaning of transcendental and what is the meaning of activity? This is the question that he had. And then the next question was, Krishna said, Sadi Bhutadi Daivam Mam Sadi Yajnam Chaye Viduhu Prayana Kale Pichamam Te Vidur Yukta Chetasaha. Now Krishna is saying, I am Adibhuta. Okay, I am the governing principle of the material nature. I am Adidaiva. I am the supreme lord of all the demigods. And he's saying Sadi Yajnam. And he's saying, and of all the methods of sacrifice, I am the supreme personality of Godhead. And only who is in full consciousness of me can understand me even at the time of death. So based on this, Arjuna is asking the next questions about what is Adibhuta, what is Adidaiva, what is Adiyajna, and how to remember Krishna at the time of death. Prayana Kale Picham Mam. Let's see that. So this is the question. Kim tad brahma kim adhyatmam kim karma purushottama adhibhutam cha kim proktam adidaivam kim uchyate. So he has asked what is Brahman, what is Adhyatma, what is Karma, okay, and what is Adibhuta and what is Adidaiva in this. So Arjuna inquired, O my dear lords, O Supreme Person, what is Brahman? What is the self? What are the fruitive activities? What is this material manifestation? And what are the demigods? Please explain this to me. Right? Let's go through the purport. Can anybody read the purport? They have small purports and very nice. We will read them. Yeah. Any devotee wants to read?
May I, Prabhu?
Yeah. Go ahead. Who wanted to read?
Shall I read, Prabhu?
Yeah, go ahead, Shama Mataji. Yeah,
Okay.
we'll give other chance next. No problem. Okay. Yeah, Shama Mataji, go ahead.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. In this chapter, Lord Krishna answers different questions from Arjuna, beginning with what is Brahman. The Lord also explains karma, the fruitful activities, devotional service, and yoga principles, and devotional service in its pure form. The Srimad Bhagavatam explains that the supreme absolute truth is known as Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagwan. In addition, the living entity, the individual soul, is also Brahman. Arjuna also inquiries about the Atma, which refers to body, soul, and mind. According to the Vedic dictionary, Atma refers to the mind, soul, body, senses also. Arjuna has addressed the Supreme Lord as Purushottama, the Supreme Person, which means that he was putting these questions not simply to a friend but to the Supreme Person, knowing him to be the supreme authority able to give definite answers. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. You know what is very important about this verse is the word Purushottama. Arjuna is referring to Krishna as what? Purushottama. Purushottama means Supreme Personality of Godhead. So he is not asking like a friend or any advisor or anything. He's saying, as a Supreme Lord, can you please explain me what is Brahman? Brahma means not Lord Brahma. Okay, this is Brahman. So this Brahman is, we say Srimad Bhagavatam, there's a verse, right? There are three aspects of the absolute truth. What are the three aspects of the absolute truth? Anybody can say? Absolute truth.
Brahman.
Brahman.
Yeah. Brahman, Paramatma,
Paramatma.
and Bhagwan.
And Bhagavan. That's right. So Vadanti tat tattvavidas tattvam yajnanamadvayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavaniti chabjati. The three aspects of or three features of the absolute truth. One is Brahman, one is Paramatma, and one is Bhagavan. Okay, all of them are referring to Krishna only. They're different. It's just a matter of understanding from a different point of view. Okay, Brahman is the effulgence coming from Krishna, whereas Paramatma is the localized super soul. Now Krishna present in each and every living entity. That is Krishna's expansion present in every living entity's heart. That is Paramatma, and Bhagavan is Krishna himself. Krishna is the Bhagavan swine. So also when we say Brahman, sometimes it also refers to the living entities. Okay, let us see that. That comes to the next verse. So first of all, let us just try to understand the question only. I mean, when it comes to the answer, I'll explain what exactly this means. So in simple words, he's asking Purushottama. He's asking the Supreme Lord, can you please explain about these things? And I would like to understand what is Brahman, what is self, Kim Tat Brahma, Kim Adhyatma. Adhyatma, Atma. Atma can be referring to self, or it can be mind, body, soul, all of it. Kim Karma Purushottama. What are the fruitive activities? What is karma? Kim Adhyatma. And Kim Adhibhutam. What is a material manifestation? Kim Adidaivam. And what are the demigods? Please explain this to me. This is very important for us to understand, okay? And then the question continues, and he says, Adiyajnam Katam Kot. Okay, we'll give chance to some devotee, sorry. Anybody would like to read this?
May I, Prabhuji?
Yeah, please come.
Adiyagna katam kotra dehesmin madhusudana prayana kale cha katam gneyasi niyatatmabhi. Shall I read the synonyms also, Prabhuji?
Not necessary.
Translation: Who is the Lord of sacrifice and how does he live in the body? O Madhusudana, and how can those engaged in devotional service know you at the time of death? Hare
Yes,
Purport also,
thank you.
Prabhuji.
Yeah,
Hare
puppet.
Krishna.
Yeah, puppet also you can read if you want. Yeah.
Okay, Prabhuji. Lord of sacrifice may refer to either Indra or Vishnu. Vishnu is the chief of the primal demigods, including Brahma and Shiva, and Indra is the chief of the administrative demigods. Both Indra and Vishnu are worshipped by yagna performances. But here Arjuna asks who is actually the Lord of yagna, sacrifice, and how the Lord is residing within the body of the living entity. Arjuna addresses the Lord as Madhusudana because Krishna once killed a demon named Madhu. Actually, these questions, which are of nature of doubts, should not have arisen in the mind of Arjuna because Arjuna is a Krishna conscious devotee. Therefore, these doubts are like demons. Since Krishna is so expert in killing demons, Arjuna here addresses him as Madhusudana so that Krishna might kill the demonic doubts that arise in Arjuna's mind.
Hare
Now, the
Krishna.
word
Mataji,
Hare Krishna
can we
Prabhu.
give chance? We'll give chance to the other devotees. Yeah.
Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you, Mataji. Yes, Hare Krishna.
Hare
And any other devotee would like to read? Continue from here.
Prabhu,
May I?
may I?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Now the word prayana kale in this verse is very significant because whatever we do in life will be tested at the time of death. Arjuna is very anxious to know of those who are constantly engaged in Krishna consciousness. What should be their position at that final moment? At the time of death, all the bodily functions are disrupted and the mind is not in a proper condition. Thus, disturbed by the bodily situation, one may not be able to remember the Supreme Lord. Maharaja Kulashekara, a great devotee, prays, My dear Lord, just now I am quite healthy, and it is better that I die immediately, so that the swan of my mind can seek entrance at the stem of your lotus feet. The metaphor is used because the swan, a bird of the water, takes pleasure in digging into the lotus flowers. Its sporting proclivity is to enter the lotus flower. Maharaja Kulashekara says to the Lord, Now my mind is undisturbed and I am quite healthy. If I die immediately thinking of your lotus feet, then I am sure that my performance of your devotional service will become perfect. But if I have to wait for my natural death, then I do not know what will happen, because at that time the bodily functions will be disrupted. My throat will be choked up, and I do not know whether I shall be able to chant your name. Better let me die immediately. Arjuna questions how a person can fix his mind on Krishna's lotus feet at such a time. Hare Krishna
Thank you,
Prabhuji.
Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. Okay. Now, it's a continuation question. Adi yajnam katam kotra dehesmin madhusudana prayana kale cha katam jneyasi niyatadmabhi. In the previous verse, Krishna was referred to as Purushottama. In this verse, is referring to him as Madhusudana. So, what is the meaning of Madhusudana? Madhu and Kaitaba are two demons. Krishna, Lord Vishnu killed Madhu and Kaitaba demons. Therefore, he is called Madhusudana. And there's a specific reason why Arjuna is referring to him as Madhusudana, because he is getting some basic doubts. He's a Krishna conscious devotee. He's a great devotee of Krishna. But he's not supposed to be getting this kind of basic doubts about this. He's asking like who is the source of all the fire sacrifices, who is the source of all the demigods, like these kind of questions, basic questions he's asking. But these doubts are like demons. So these demons have to be killed. So these are like Krishna is an expert in killing demons. He killed the demons like Madhu and Kaitaba. Madhu and Kaitava represent the Rajas and Tamas, the mode of passion and mode of ignorance. So Krishna killed them. So therefore, all the doubts that we get, about Krishna, whether Krishna is the Supreme Lord or not, whether Krishna is this or not, all these doubts are like demons because they are actually stopping us from accepting Krishna. So therefore, we should request the Lord to kill these demons. Any kind of these kind of doubts should be completely finished, right? So lot of sacrifice, generally we know that demigods chief is Indra. So sometimes when we say lot of sacrifice, it also refers to Indra or Vishnu. Even the Rig Veda mantras, we see Vedic mantras, there will be a lot of times Indra will be glorified as the lord of the sacrifices. But the actual lord of the sacrifice is Vishnu. Vishnu is the actual enjoyer of all the yajna performances. Bhoktaram yajna tapasam sarva loka maheshwaram. Krishna said, right, in the Bhagavad Gita. And he said, yajno vai Vishnu. Yajnartat karmanonyatra lokoyam karma bandana. So the original enjoyer is Vishnu, not even Indra. And he is the source of all the demigods, including Lord Brahma and Shiva also. He is the chief of the demigods, Lord Vishnu. And we saw this Arjuna. And then this Prayana Kale, this question is very significant. Prayana Kale cha katam gneyo siniyatatma bihi means, how can those engaged in devotional service know you at the time of death? Now that's going to be a very significant question, and Krishna is going to answer all the 7 questions in one poem. But only one question, how can a devotee remember Krishna at the time of death? He will take another almost 23 poems to explain that. So that is a very significant inquiry. Okay, that's going to form the basis for this entire chapter. And why is that an important question is because at the time of death, we don't know if we will be able to remember Krishna or not, right? We see, and all those people, our dear ones who have passed away in front of us, how they were struggling in the last days, right? Either in the hospital or in the house. And at that point of time, they will not be very healthy, obviously, because they are about to leave the body. They are on their deathbed. So on a deathbed, they may not be able to remember Krishna, chant Hare Krishna, do all the things that, a regular devotee can do, right? So that's why Kulshekar Alvar is saying, let me die right now, because I'm very fit now and I'm chanting now. I'm able to remember Krishna very actively. Why don't I die now? So that I can go back to Godhead, right? Because I don't know, at the time of my death, my voice may be choked up. There may be kapha, vata, pitta in my, disturbances of the different kapha, vata and all, because of which I may not be able to remember Krishna. There may be so much of disturbance in my body, so much of pain, distraction. I may be unconscious also. But let me remember now and let me die immediately. Like that. That's a nice feelings of a devotee. So let's go to the next verse. Now Krishna is answering what is the meaning of Brahma, what is Adhyatma, what is Karma in this verse. Any devotees wants to read this 8.3?
May I?
Yeah, please go ahead.
8.3 Sri Bhagwan Vacha Aksharam Brahma Paramam Swabhava Dhyatma Uchyate Bhuta Bhavodbhavakara Visharga Karma Samajnatha. Translation: The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, the indestructible, transcendental living entity is called Brahman, and his eternal nature is called Adhyatma, the self. Action pertaining to the development of the material bodies of the living entities is called karma, or fruitful activities. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. So in simple words, Krishna is explaining Aksharam Brahma Paramam Swabhava Adhyatmam Uchyate. First let's understand Aksharam Brahma Paramam. Brahman is the indestructible living entity. Brahman is the living entity. Okay. So when we say Brahman, it can mean two things. In the Vedas, whenever we refer to Brahman, it is said Sarvam Kalu Idam Brahman. Everything is coming from Brahman only. Everything is but transformation of Brahman. But the point is, when we say here in this context, when Krishna is explaining in the 7th chapter also, when he said that Jara Marana Mokshaya, I mean those who want liberation from old age and death, they are Brahman. They take shelter of me and they are Brahman. And the Brahman here, which means the living entity, our original nature. 2nd chapter, whatever Krishna taught us, what he taught, you are not the body. We are not the body. We are the soul within the body. Right? I'll tell you one story. Okay. So there is a ship, and this ship is made up of some blocks. Okay, it's like you join some blocks and then form the ship is constructed like a Lego blocks like that. Okay, now let us say this ship was day by day it was replaced with new blocks, new bricks, whatever you want to call it. The ship was replaced by the new blocks, and one day it got completely replaced by the new blocks. Now, and what happened is these old blocks were reassembled and another ship was created. Now you tell me, what is the identity of this ship now, the new ship? Is it same as the old ship, or is that new ship the old ship, or what is going on here? What do you think? Got it, right? There was a ship which was made up of different building blocks, and gradually each of the building blocks have been replaced with new ones, and over time completely everything has been replaced. Every screw also has been replaced, but still the ship is there. Okay, and then that old parts were reassembled into another ship. Now where is the ship? Is it this or is it that, or okay? So this refers to
Body.
yeah, yes, Prabhu, you want to try?
I mean, what you are saying is it is referring to the body.
Yeah,
So the old qualities can be replaced with new qualities in our new body.
yeah. Every day our
What you
body
are
is
referring
changing.
to? Yeah, exactly, Prabhu.
Every day
So
our
the
body is
new body
changing,
is replaced with new qualities. That's it. What you are saying.
right? But what's happening, in our body, all the cells are getting replaced, right? It is said that in a matter of 8 years or something, they say that there's some number of years that every cell in the body gets replaced. So there is not even a single cell which is the old cell. Everything is replaced, new cells. Now, can we call this like the ship example? Now, can we call this body as a new body, or should we call ourselves as a new person, or are we the same person? After every 8 years, do we change our identity and get a new Aadhaar card, a new passport?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. It's the same body, they making changes.
Yeah, the same body is getting completely replaced. No, but how are we still calling that this person is the same?
Because the soul is the
Yeah,
same
the soul
within
is
the
the same.
body.
The soul is the same, right? Right, and also like for a mother, a mother gives birth to a child, right? So a part of her flesh is getting constructed into another body. So, but mother is different from the child also. Mother is not same as the child, isn't it? Do we say mother and child are same person? You don't say, right? Like that. So what is important? The body or the soul within?
Soul within.
The
Soul
soul within
within.
is important. That soul within is called Brahman. Okay, that is Brahman. That is what Krishna is saying. Aksharam Parama, Aksharam Brahma Parama. That is transcendental living entity is called Brahman. Okay, and his eternal nature is called Adhyatma. Eternal nature of the living entity. What is eternal nature of living entity? It is not to be sentient, or it is not to be, what is it is not to be like sedentary. Soul is not sedentary like a tree. Soul is not a tree, right? So if you say that soul, the nature of soul is to just sit down and just do nothing, then that's a tree or that's a stone. Okay, it's a soul, it's not a stone. The nature of soul is to be Krishna conscious. So when we are practicing Krishna consciousness, we are not trying to transform into a Krishna conscious person. Okay, we are only revealing our Krishna consciousness which is already there within. Because we are already the soul, that is Brahman. All we have to do is we are uncovering or cleansing our material contamination and getting into our real eternal nature to serve Supreme Personality of Godhead. Getting it? That nature, that is called Adhyatma. Adhyatma, when Krishna said, Kim, the devotees, Adhyatmikam karma chakilam, Krishna said, the devotees, for the sake of getting rid of the old age and disease, they take shelter of me, and all the activities that they do is Adhyatmam karma chakilam. All their activities are transcendental. Those who are taking shelter of Krishna, they are continuously serving Krishna. Okay, with Dhruda Nishchaya, Dhruda Vrataha, with very strong faith, they are, worshipping Krishna. So all those who are like continuously worshipping Krishna, their activities are, we are doing the eternal activities. See, it's simple, very simple. As long as I am doing activities which are not in connection with Krishna, they are not Adhyatma karma. They are Bhautika. They are like material activities. But the moment I start doing activities in connection with Krishna, starting from hearing about Krishna, or maybe offering a lamp to Krishna, now that is not something which I am doing it with my physical body. It's not a physical activity. The result is not physical. It's not material. It's a transcendental activity. Even if I show one ghee lamp, in Kartik month to Damodar, it's not the same as, me doing any other activity. It's transcendental activity, right? So the actual original nature, eternal nature of Brahman is to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is to serve the Parabrahman. There are two. In the Vedas, we have Brahman and we have Parabrahman. Yes or no? You heard this, right? Parabrahman. Shri Krishna Parabrahmane Namo Namaha. Parabrahman means the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Brahman means living entity. Parabrahman is the whole. Brahman is a part and parcel. So we are all Mamevamcho Jiva Bhute Jiva Loka Sanatanaha. Krishna said, every living entity is a part and parcel of me. Brahman is part and parcel of Parabrahman. Both of them are there, right? The Vedas it is said, on a branch there are two birds, right? There one is Atma, one is Paramatma. One is the Jiva Atma. There is a specific word in the Vedas called Jiva Atma and Paramatma. Then if there are two words, then how are we saying Jivatma, Paramatma is the same? That's a wrong theory. Jivatma and Paramatma are not one and the same. Jivatma is the part and parcel of Paramatma. It has got a similar nature that of Paramatma. And the eternal nature of Jivatma is to be a servant of Paramatma. So even in that example of the two birds, there was one bird which was a witness bird. There was one bird which was eating fruits, jumping from one branch to the other. But the witness bird was just accompanying, and it is just witnessing. So how do we understand this in our life is, we have Krishna in our heart, Paramatma, right? And he is also witnessing. What are we doing? We are doing different activities, karma. And we are getting fruits of that activities. And we are eating that fruits. We are not offering to Krishna. We are turning away from Krishna and eating it. And this bird is seeing. Bird is seeing. The witness bird, Paramatma, Krishna is also like, patiently waiting. When will this person offer this fruit to me? Right? So the moment we stop, eating that fruits, and stop claiming that these fruits are mine, let me eat it, it's not for you, we will be in this cycle of birth and death. So the moment we turn towards Krishna and say, this is the fruit of my activities, this is for you. If we offer it to Krishna, then we get liberated, right? So this is the connection between Jivatma and Paramatma. You're understanding, right? So the eternal nature of Jivatma is to serve the Paramatma. That is the point. And what is karma?
So, Prabhuji, so Jivatma and Brahman are same, right?
Jivatma and Brahman are same.
Yeah. Okay.
And Jivatma and Brahman are same. And one thing is, beyond Brahman, there is Parabrahman. Parabrahman is Supreme Lord. Brahman is living entity. Got it? Both of them have got a similar nature, but
Yes, Prabhuji.
but the connection is like that of a part and the whole, or a drop and the ocean, like that.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Thank you, Mataji. So yeah, so what is happening with this Brahman, that is the living entity, is the living entity is taking different types of bodies, 8,400,000 species of life. But in his spiritual nature, he has got only one body. See, we are taking 84 lakh species of life, but our original spiritual nature, there is only one body, spiritual body. So as long as we are continuing to eat the fruits of our action, that is karma, without offering to Krishna, that is going to make us get another body, another body, another body, another body, right? That is karma. So karma means, here it is explained very nicely, action pertaining to the development of the material bodies of living entities is called karma. This is the definition of karma. Karma means that which gives us material bodies. What does that mean? Every day we are doing some activity or other. We're going to office, we're earning money, or we're taking care of children, or taking care of family. Whatever the activity may be, we are doing some activity for maintaining our body, for maintaining our family. We're doing different activities. And did you know that every activity that we are doing is causing different material bodies for future? Not just one. That means almost like for the next millions of years, what all bodies we have to go through are getting ready just by the activities that we are doing every single day. Day-to-day activities that we are doing, we may think, oh, I'm just doing nothing, I'm just washing my clothes. But we are actually getting our future bodies ready. And which body we should be taking. All the future bodies, all the future dresses we are supposed to be changing for millions of years are getting ready, right? That is karma. And the moment we have to turn this, we have to change this, we have to give, we have to do akarma, right? We should offer the results to Krishna. We should do it in Krishna consciousness. When we do it in Krishna consciousness is when we will stop this, development of the material bodies. All right. So yeah, there are many more things here. Maybe we'll just go through this. This is interesting technical information. Anybody wants to read this? The Chandogya Upanishad describes Vedic sacrificial processes from here. Anybody would like to read, devotees?
May I, Prabhuji, if
Yeah,
nobody's
please.
reading?
Yeah, go ahead. Anybody?
The Chandogya Upanishad describes the Vedic sacrificial process. On the sacrificial altar, 5 kinds of offerings are made into 5 kinds of fire. The 5 kinds of fire are conceived of as the heavenly planets, clouds, the earth, man, and women. And the 5 kinds of sacrificial offerings are faith, the enjoyer on the moon, rain, grains, and semen. In the process of sacrifice, the living entity makes specific sacrifices to attain specific heavenly planets and consequently reaches them. When the merit of sacrifice is exhausted, the living entity descends to earth in form of rain and then takes on the form of grains, and the grains are eaten by the man and transformed into semen, which impregnates a woman, and thus the living entity once again attains the human form to perform sacrifice, and so repeat the same cycle. In this way, the living entity perpetually comes and goes on the material path. The Krishna conscious person, however, avoids such sacrifices. He takes directly to Krishna consciousness and thereby prepares himself to return to Godhead.
Okay, Matas, we can stop. Yeah, thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Matas. So here is the story of the living entity, right? I'm talking about the individual Brahman, not the Parabrahman. The Parabrahman is not taking a material body like us. Krishna is having a transcendental body and he takes birth upon his own will, and he is not undergoing this kind of transformations that we are undergoing. So a human being or a living entity is going through these 5 kinds of things. The story is like this, right? So first of all, a living entity is doing sacrifices, yajna, and he's going to heavenly planets and he's enjoying the heavenly planet. And when the Chine Punye, that is the merit of that fire sacrifice is finished, is descending from that higher planetary system in the form of rain. That's what Vedas say. Vedas say that, people from the higher planetary system, they descend in the form of rain, right? And then rain, and then comes and the rain, becomes in the form of grains. The living entity enters into the grain, and that grain is eaten by a man, transformed into semen, which is impregnated into a woman, and thus the living entity is born. And then this living entity is doing the fire sacrifices again, and stuck in this cycle. Yes, annad bhavanti bhutani parjanyat anasambhavaha, the cycle of karma. Krishna explained, yajna cycle. But Krishna conscious person avoids this kind of sacrifices, material sacrifices. He takes Krishna consciousness and prepares himself directly to Godhead. So when we take to Krishna consciousness, it is jara marana mokshaya. It is getting rid of the cycle of birth and death. It is an exit from this loop. It is to go back to home, back to Godhead. Right? That's the overall point. Anybody has any questions with respect to this verse? Is this clear? Everybody is crystal clear? Anybody has any questions? Okay, great, super. Let's go to the next verse. Who would like to read this?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Hare Krishna. Adibhutam ksharo bhava purushashchadi. Sorry, one second.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare.
1 second, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Rama, Hare.
Sorry, okay. Adibhutam ksharo bhava purushashchadi daivatam adiyagnoham evatra deha deha bhritamvara. Translation, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. O best of the embodied beings, the physical nature, which is constantly changing, is called Adhibhuta, the material manifestation. The universal form of the Lord, which includes all the demigods, like those of the sun and moon, is called Adi Daiva. And I, the Supreme Lord, represented as the Super Soul in the heart of every embodied being, am called Adi Yagna, the Lord of Sacrifice. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Anybody wants to read the purport? Go through the purport also, short one.
May I, Prabhuji?
Yeah, please go ahead.
The physical nature is constantly changing. Material bodies generally pass through 6 stages. They are born, they grow, they remain for some duration, they produce some byproducts, they dwindle, and then they vanish. This physical nature is called Adhibhuta. It is created at a certain point and will be annihilated at certain point. The conception of the universal form of Supreme Lord, which includes all demigods and their different planets, is called Adi Devata, and present in the body along with the individual soul is the super soul, a plenary representation of Lord Krishna. The super soul is called Paramatma or Adi Agnya and is situated in the heart. The word Eva is particularly important in the context of this verse because by this word the Lord stresses that the Paramatma is not different from him. The super soul, the supreme personality of Godhead, seated beside the individual soul, is the witness of the individual soul's activities and is the source of soul's various types of consciousness. The Supreme Soul gives the individual soul an opportunity to act freely and witness his activities. The functions of all these different manifestations of the Supreme Lord automatically become clarified for the pure Krishna conscious devotee engaged in transcendental service to the Lord. The gigantic universal form of the Lord is called Adi Daivata and is contemplated by the neophyte who cannot approach the Supreme Lord in his manifestation as Supreme Soul. The neophyte is advised to contemplate the universal form or Virat Purusha, whose legs are considered the lower planets and whose eyes are considered the sun and moon, and whose head is considered the upper planetary system. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes, thank you. So Krishna is continuing to explain the other technical terms, Adhibhuta, Adhidaivata, Adhiyajna. Okay, three things. Adhibhuta, Adhidaivata, Adhiyajna. I'll tell you one simple trick, okay? This becomes very easy. So if you actually remove the word Adi, okay, it becomes very clear what exactly it is. For example, Adhibhuta, you just remove the word Adi, then it's Bhuta. It is indicating physical manifestation. That is the body, material body. Right? Material body of all the living entities. Right? Everybody, if you collectively consider all the living entities and all their material bodies, that is Adhibhuta. That is the physical manifestation. Right? And tell me something, this physical manifestation, these bodies, are they same as Brahman, which is Aksharam? Aksharam means which doesn't move, which doesn't change. I said spiritual body doesn't change. But now we are saying Adhibhutam, 84 lakh species of life, different bodies. Which one changes? Which one is Akshara and which one is Kshara? Tell me. Kshara means changing. Akshara means not changing.
The Bhutam is changing, the Brahman doesn't change.
Simple. That's right. Brahman is not changing. The spiritual body does not change. Atma doesn't change. Soul doesn't change. But Adhibhutam, which is a physical manifestation, is Kshara. That is Akshara. We say Akshara. Akshara is not changing. This is Kshara, constantly changing. This is the clear difference between Brahman and Adhibhuta. That is the soul, this is the body. So all the bodies put together is Adhibhuta. The physical nature which is constantly changing is called Adhibhuta. Okay, there are 6 transformations that are possible for a body. You know what they are? It's mentioned here. The 6 transformations are, they are born, number 1. They grow, number 2. They remain for some duration. And they produce some byproducts, 4. They dwindle, 5. And they vanish. Every body goes through these 6 things. I'm not saying, when I'm saying every body, I'm talking about only the body, not their souls. Body goes through all of this. Every body gets born and the body grows and it remains like that for some time. After 40 or something, it remains like that. The height doesn't increase, weight doesn't increase, it will remain there some time. And then starts to produce some byproducts like having kids, like that. Husband and wife married. Now they are 4 people. 2 married, but 4. 2 bodies were there, but now they are 4 bodies. They produce byproducts. The bodies are producing byproducts. And they dwindle as an old age, dwindle and become weak and stuff like that. And then they vanish. That means vanish means the body will be like completely dissolved into, either it will be burnt or it will be buried or it will be eaten by some animals, whatever. In any case, it will vanish. The body will not stay forever. Maybe in the case of fossils, it may stay for some time, but generally it vanishes. So this is the physical nature called as Adhibhuta. Right? This is clear. Everybody is clear with Adhibhuta? Yes?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Clear. Let's go to Adhidaiva. Adhidaiva is also very simple to understand. Just remove the word Adi. Okay? And Daiva. Okay? Here is easy way to understand. Okay? So Daiva or the demigods, it is like the universal form of the Lord, which includes all the demigods, including sun and moon. We'll see in the 11th chapter. How many of you have seen the pictures of the Vishwarupa of Krishna? So in the temples and different places we see Vishwarupa picture, yeah. So in that Vishwarupa picture, do you see that all the demigods are present in that Vishwarupa? Yes or no? Yes?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, in the Vishwarupa, all the demigods are present. So sometimes people ask like, why do you worship only Krishna? Why only Krishna? Why you people are mad about Krishna? Why not any other demigods? Our answer is very simple. Krishna is all encompassing. If you worship Krishna, it is worshipping all the demigods together. He is showing in Vishwarupa clearly. He is the source of all the demigods and he is the sum and substance of all the demigods. There's no need to separately worship any demigod if you worship Krishna. Okay? So that is a universal form. That's why he is Adhidaiva. Krishna is saying Adhidaiva. He is Devadideva. That is Adhidaiva. He is the source of all the Daivatva. And He is the combined form of Daivatva, whatever you want to call it. All demigods, all devatas, all worship, everything is going to Krishna only, and it is Krishna only which is everything. All the devatas, it is him. There is also a very nice verse also. Yam Varuna Rudra, there's a nice verse which says, all the Ekadash Rudras, all the Varunas, all different demigods, everybody are but, it is part of Krishna. Okay. Again, it is not to mean that you can replace them with Krishna. It is not like that. Krishna is a combined form of all the devatas. It is like that. If you put all the devatas together, it is Krishna. Okay. So that's clear. So, but that is universal form. Let me explain. There is a difference between the universal form and the Paramatma form. What's the difference between universal form and Paramatma form is this. Universal form is a material manifestation. That means it is pertaining only to this universe, in this material universe. So all the demigods are also, they are not transcendental. Actually, there in the Narayana Upanishad it is said that before the creation there was only Narayana, and after the creation there is only Narayana. Only when the creation is happening, all the devatas will appear. How they appear also, everything is explained in Srimad Bhagavatam. Before the creation of the universe, there is no devata, nobody is there, only Narayana is there. Narayana eko asit, no Brahma na ishanaha. There was no Lord, there was Brahma, Lord Brahma was not there, Lord Shiva was not there, only Narayana was there when the universe was created. Vatapatra Shahi story. There was one Maitreya Rishi who can live for a long time. So he wanted to see what happens after annihilation. And when the annihilation, all the water started to come. And everything, the entire universe went into the stomach of Lord Vishnu. And he went inside that and he saw that there is nobody and nothing except water. And in that water he sees one Vatapatra. He sees one floating leaf. Okay, on that there is a small baby. Okay, beautiful baby. And that baby is, sucking the thumb of the feet. Okay, that is Krishna. So, Maitreya Rishi has seen it, that, before the creation of the universe, when there is nobody, when there is nothing, there is no devata, there is nobody there. Devatas exist only in the material when the universe creation happens. Okay, I hope that's clear. Similarly, the Vishwarupa also is material manifestation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It's not transcendental form of the Supreme Lord. And this Vishwarupa is worshipped by neophyte devotees. I mean, those devotees who do not have faith in the transcendental form of the Lord, they are recommended to first worship Vishwarupa. Because when you see Vishwarupa, we can get very easily convinced, yeah, I can see everybody, I can see all the devatas are here only. Okay, fine, let me worship this Vishwarupa. That we get conviction. That means new devotees get conviction in that okay, Vishwarupa is there, okay, this is a material manifestation, let me worship. So that is the first stage of devotion. Beyond that is the transcendental form of Mahavishnu. Mahavishnu's form is transcendental. That is not material manifestation. So neophyte devotees only worship the universal form, Vishwarupa. The pure devotees of the Lord, they worship the 400 form of Lord Vishnu, or they worship the 200 form of Lord Krishna. Okay? They don't worship the Vishwarupa form. But however, it is recommended to worship for the new people so that they get faith, they understand. First, to understand the 400 form of Lord Vishnu, first of all you have to understand the Vishwarupa. When you understand Vishwarupa has everybody in that, if it's convinced, then we can proceed to the next level, which is worshipping the transcendental form of the Lord, 400 form of Lord Vishnu. So the transcendental form of Vishnu, his plenary portion is the super soul. Who is present in our heart, super soul, is present in everybody's heart. That is Paramatma. Okay? And that is plenary portion of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Not the final, is just, it's like, Kala Vishesha. It's like, Krishna's expansions. There are 6 levels, something like that. Right? So that is Paramatma. And that Paramatma is the super soul who is Adi Yajna. Adi Yajna is not Indra. There are some people who have written some books, some so-called scholars. They write books saying that, in Rig Veda we have seen the mantras. Everywhere Indra is glorified. Actually, Indra is the supreme personality of Godhead. That's a very stupid conclusion. Indra is not the supreme personality of Godhead. He is just the king of all the demigods. So, being the king of the demigods, he takes all the. He's like one of the chief members who is taking the whatever fire sacrificial offerings that are given. Originally, the consumer is Adi Yajna, Yajna Purusha. That is Vishnu. Everything Yajna by Vishnu. Ultimately, it goes to Vishnu. So, Adi Yajna is not Indra. Who is Adi Yajna? Adi Yajna Aham Evatra is making it very clear. Adi Yajnoham Evatra. Aham. Adi Yajna means the super soul. That is Adi Yajna. Aham. I. Eva. Eva again is using the word Eva. Krishna. Eva means certainly it's only me. If there is any benefactor for all the fire sacrifices, it is certainly only me. It is me only. Don't think it is somebody else. It is me. Adi Yajna Maham Evatra. Dehe Deha Bhritambara. Right? So he is the Supreme Lord representing as the super soul in heart of every embodied soul. He is called as Adi Yajna. Okay, is this clear? Okay.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Amazing. So let's do a quick recap and we will stop. There's a lot of technical detail that we discussed today, okay? And we'll take some questions. So it all started.
Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji, any question?
Yeah, I have a question. You
Yes.
said that it happens when people die. They may be in the hospital, they may be unconscious. So, what happens to them? Then they cannot remember Lord Krishna, even
Yeah.
though entire life they might have done all japas. That is beyond their control.
Yes.
So, what happens?
See, getting an opportunity to remember Krishna is also very difficult and rare. Okay, to get that opportunity, we worship Krishna so much, right? When somebody can say, "I understood the secret," it's very simple. I'll just remember Krishna at the time of death and I'll go back to God. If it's possible, that's great. If somebody is just able to remember Krishna at the time of death and go back to God, that's great. But very rare people get that opportunity. Only those who have worshipped all their life will get that chance. Right? Or those who have done in their past life will get that chance. But not those who have never done anything and by chance they'll remember Krishna. That may not be possible. That may be by the mercy of a devotee that may be possible. But without their own sadhana in this lifetime or the previous lifetime, it is impossible. So that's why, those who do not get a chance, okay, those who have worshipped all their life, they will somehow or the other get a chance, Mataji. We may not be knowing that. Okay, Krishna gives them a chance. Krishna is giving a promise that those who have worshipped me all their lives, I will certainly take them, I will come and I will take them back to God. Certainly, I'll make them remember. Just like,
Okay.
just like Bhishma Pitamaha, all his life he was a great devotee of Krishna. And he was engaged in all the political activities, whatever dharma, as a Kshatriya he was doing his activities. At the time of death, when he was about to leave his body, Krishna himself came in front of him, isn't it?
Yes, that is true.
Yeah, and he was able to see Krishna face to face and remember and went back to God like that. So Krishna helps the devotees. So
But those who do not have conscious, because we say that whatever you think at the time of death, you get that birth
yeah,
in the next. So if you're not conscious at all, then what is it that they will get in the next birth based on their previous karma, or how
right.
will it?
So what will happen is, in a case where they are not conscious, what will be decided is what was their consciousness all throughout their life. That is like the thing. Just like this, right? Sometimes what happens is, like, students, they prepare very hard, but on the day before the exam, this child becomes very sick, right? Not able to come to the exam. So the invigilator, what they will do is, they will see, okay, the school teacher will say, okay, the entire year we have seen the performance of this kid. He was he or she was very good, right? So we'll pass her, like that.
Right.
Makes
Okay,
sense,
okay.
no?
Okay. Hare Krishna,
Yeah.
Prabhuji.
Hare
Thank you.
Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji.
Hare
Yes, please go ahead, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Mataji, please go ahead.
Sorry, yeah. Prabhu, like I had heard from some senior devotees, like the worst type of death is when, unfortunately, if somebody goes into a coma.
Yeah.
But he says if you put on kirtan, he says that the hearing power is still alive. So that, if you put kirtan, they can listen to kirtan, and there are chances that he, it revives. You remember. I mean, I heard this in senior. Prabhu, I had a.
Please.
I don't know if I heard it right from this thing. Now, just now in the class, you said all the demigods together is the Supreme Lord. Did I hear it right?
Not. I mean, I did say that, but
I'm sorry.
He's the source of demigods. He's like the root of the tree. Yeah. From him, all of them have come. He's the origin of the demigods. That is the more accurate.
Yes, that.
Sorry.
Then
Thank
all.
you.
Yeah, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu.
Yes, thank you. He's the source of demigods, devotees. He's not sum and substance of the demigods.
Yes, Prabhu, because we have to be careful with what we.
Thank you,
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Any other questions, devotees?
Prabhu, when you mentioned that word Adi Bhutam,
Yes.
what does Adi mean? What does Adi mean? Adi Bhutam, you said
it's not Adi, it is Adhi. It is Adhibhutam. Adhibhutam. Adhibhutam.
Bhutam, yeah.
Yeah, Adhibhutam. Yeah, Adhi, I don't have the exact answer for that word, Prabhu. I don't know what exactly Adhi means. Yeah, I'll find out.
Sure. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Any other question, devotees? Okay.
Does it mean original, Prabhuji?
Could be. I'll check with that. It could be origin of, or original, or sum of, or the complete manifestation, or something like that. But I'm only speculating. I'll have to check with some devotees and come back. I asked the same question. I remember asking the same question to Anadi Prabhu. I didn't get the answer at that time. Sorry. So still searching for the answer. This was the same question I asked. Yeah, I'll find out from Guru Maharaj. And I'll get back.
Sorry, Prabhu, what was the question?
Adi, in the Adhibhuta, what exactly does Adi mean in Adhibhuta?
Okay.
The word Adi, what does that exactly mean? That's the question.
Okay.
Okay?
I'll see if I can get in touch with the senior devotee.
Sure. Please get us the answer. Yes. Sure.
Haribol, do you...
Okay, so let's summarize, devotees. So it all started with Arjuna's inquiry, very heavy technical inquiry of Bhagavad Gita. He's packed so many questions in just 2 verses, right? Almost 8 questions in 2 verses. Who is Brahman? Who is Adhyatma, or the self? What is karma? And what is Adhibhuta, the material manifestation? And who is Adi Yajna? Right? And how does he live in the body? And how can those engaged in devotional service know you at the time of death? We didn't come to this answer, okay? Because that's a separate topic of its own. I didn't want to enter into that topic. We'll keep that for the next class. So I will ask you the question now. So who is Brahman? What is Brahman?
Spiritual sense.
Spirit soul.
Living entity.
Living entity. Living entity. Brahman is living entity. Parabrahman is Krishna. Clear? Okay. And what is Adhyatma? What is Adhyatma?
Activities connecting with Krishna.
Yeah, is eternal nature of the soul. Eternal nature of the soul is Adhyatma. So when we say we are doing Adhyatmic activities, right? We say, oh, are you into Adhyatmic life? We say like that. Adhyatmic activity means Krishna conscious activities. Means Krishna consciousness is actually eternal nature of the soul. Okay. And what is karma? What is the definition of karma? We discussed karma yoga. We discussed so much about karma, akarma, vikarma, karma. So finally, what did Krishna say?
Material activity.
Material body.
Bodies of the living entities. Yeah.
Karma is what causes the bodies, right?
Action pertaining, yeah.
Action which causes bodies is called karma. That is karma, right?
Prabhu, is it Adi Bhutam? Is it
no,
Adi
karma.
Bhutam?
No. Karma.
Okay, karma. Okay, sorry.
Karma
Yes.
is action. Action pertaining to the
Action.
bodies of the living entities, or action pertaining to the development of the material bodies. By doing activities, so many bodies are getting ready. We got this body today. I mean, just look at your body, all of you. So your body, you got this body because of karma. You did some karma, you did some action in the past, which helped you get this type of body, this nature of body. Okay? And whatever activities that we are doing today is going to cause a different type of body to come. But these bodies are very, very different, but there is only one spiritual body, right? That spiritual body is common. There's only one spiritual body, but 84 lakh species of material bodies. Okay, that's about it. And then, okay, what is Adi Bhuta? What is Adi Bhuta?
Physical manifestation.
Yeah.
Material manifestation, I can say.
So, in simple words, what is Adi Bhuta?
Everybody goes through 6 stages.
Bodies. Bodies of every human being or every living entity is Adi Bhuta, right?
Yeah.
And who is Adi Daiva?
Universal form of God, Krishna.
Yeah, is a universal form of the Lord is Adi Daiva, Adi Daiva, right? Adi Daiva is the universal form of the Lord, which includes all the demigods. It includes all the demigods, right?
Sun and moon.
Yeah, it includes sun and moon, all demigods, everybody included. Universal form is Adi Daiva. And who is Adi Yajna? The final question, the most important, Adi Yajna.
The super soul, the God.
Okay.
Supreme Lord.
Lord of sacrifice.
Super soul. Yeah, Lord of sacrifice. Yeah, super soul. Super soul is Adi Yajna. So, Krishna is Adi Yajna, right? Krishna is a super soul. Krishna's plenary portion, if you want to technically call it out. So, Krishna's plenary portion is the Adi Yajna or the super soul, right? So, now I have a final question. What's the difference between worshipping Adi Daiva and Adi Yajna? Who worships the universal form and who worships the transcendental form?
The Adi Deva, the demigods and Krishna. Yeah, Adi Yajna.
Now there is a connection that I told you that Adi Daiva, who worships the universal form and who worships the transcendental
Neophytes
form.
worship universal form, and pure devotees, Krishna, who are into Krishna's consciousness, will worship Adi Yajna.
That's right. So neophytes who are new to Krishna consciousness or who are yet to be convinced about the supremacy of Krishna, they are recommended to worship the Adi Daiva, that is the universal form of the Lord, right? But the pure devotees who are fully convinced about the transcendent nature of the Lord, they do not worship Vishwarupa or Adi Daiva. They worship the Adi Yajna form, that is the 400 form or the 200 form of Lord Krishna. Okay? Amazing. Okay, so if you
The
understood
last part
this,
is very difficult to understand.
which one, Mataji? Yeah, this is
The last part, that is universal form and the transcendental form.
connect. Yeah, universal form and transcendental form. Yes, it is. It takes some time for us to digest. Yes, that what is the universal form and what is transcendental form. That's right. So once we get that, then it's a huge leap. So if you all have understood this topic, then it's fantastic. If you didn't understand, it's okay, no problem. You can read Bhagavad Gita more and more. So we'll take quick darshan of Mayapur and we will leave for the day. So we will see darshan of Mayapur ISKCON.
दिव्य धाम में नमस्ते सुधाम ने सुरा दिव्य धाम में नमस्ते सुधाम ने सुरा दिव्य धाम में तदिया गराया तभी सदाम में तदिया गराया तभी सदाम में नम राधिका ओए तदिया प्रिया नम राधिका ओए तदिया प्रिया नम राधिका ओए तदिया प्रिया नम अनंत लीलाय देवाय तुभा नम अनंत लीलाय देवाय तुभा नमामि सरंत चिदानंद रूपम लता कुंडलांग कुलराजमाना जय राधा दामोदर राधा दामोदर राधे जय राधा दामोदर राधा दामोदर राधे जय राधा माधव राधा राधे राधे जय राधा माधव जय राधा माधव राधा माधव राधा माधव जय राधा माधव.
Okay, Hare Krishna, everybody. Thank you very much for joining. I'll stop here. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.